Chapter
NK
981, Was So Fong taken away? Mark. So Fong opened his eyes and gave the command. A moment later, the familiar virtual screen appeared, the number 29 glowing. I wonder what the monthly gift pack has this time. He thought, then dismissed the screen. Only one more day until a month passed. The monthly reward always made people look forward. He turned to the side, the girl still sleeping, and the others also resting peacefully. Ah. He yawned and stretched. Not much water left, just enough to rinse my mouth. He muttered. He poured half a cup of water to rinse, saving the rest for breakfast and for the road. Clack clack. He gargled and spat, then began preparing breakfast, careful not to make noise. So Fong. The girl turned, reaching out, then sat up. Here. He answered quickly. Ah. Van Han sighed in relief, rubbed her messy hair, face full of drowsiness. He said softly, Sleep more, breakfast is still cooking. No, I need the toilet. She combed her hair back. I will take you. He checked the pot, the water still calm. Over there. He stood, left the drone hovering, and led her into the woods. Where are So Fong and Van Han? Someone rubbed her eyes. Were they taken by cannibals? Nan Nu Nok worried, eyes red. Nu Nok, what is it? No Tin Noyet woke, carefully moving golden hair from T Vi Din. They are gone, maybe caught, we must save them. No Tin Noyet stared blankly. What, scared? Nan waved her hand. Stop that. No smiled stiffly, where would cannibals come from? Really, when I woke they were gone, surely taken. Who was taken? Lin Luo and the others sat up. So Fong and Van Han, I suspect cannibals. The women looked dumbfounded, thinking they were not awake yet. Are you feverish? Lu Waimong placed a hand on her forehead. Ha? Why would I be? She asked. Comments exploded online. Ha, hilarious. So many question marks. Cannibals take So Fong, he must be bored of life. Ha, silly but cute. Emotes work now? Shocking, she says such things on waking. Maybe just gathering wood. Lu Wai Thursday comforted. Really? Nan asked. Yes, maybe doing something bad. No said mysteriously. Bad thing? Nan full of questions. Old driver, teaching kids wrong. Lin Luo blushed, laughing. What is old driver? Nan confused. You are too young, forget it. Nan Tan Nok coughed, already understood. I am not small. She pouted, then sighed at her body. Everyone get up. So Fong and Van Han returned. Toilet, why? He asked, noticing the odd looks. Yes, where else? He squinted. Nothing. Nan blushed, lowered her head. Nan thought you were. Lin Luo was silenced. Sister, stop. Nan blushed deeper, even her ears red. Thought you were taken by cannibals. No laughed gently. Ah. Van Han was stunned, then chuckled. Wild imagination. So Fong smiled bitterly. I was worried. Nan covered her face. I said nothing would happen. No teased, poking her. Ticklish. Nan dodged, face red, muttering, Sister guessed wrong too, she said you did bad things. No. Van Han quickly denied. What bad thing? So Fong frowned at no. Nothing, I will wash up. No laughed awkwardly and ran. Me too. Nan fled. Big imagination. So Fong sighed. Indeed. Lu Waimong looked at him and Van Han, lost in thought. Chapter 982, Crackling. This is the downstream. Black Bear's face was dark. Yesterday he and Tran Shihai followed the small stream upstream, walked for more than 4 hours then gave up. The situation then was like this. Tran Shihai sat down by the small stream, panting, and said, "Black Bear, I feel we took the wrong direction." "No." Black Bear glanced at him, speaking firmly. "Really, listen to me, we must have gone wrong." Tran Shihai ignored his explanation, though Black Bear did not explain either. He swallowed and continued, "We walked 4 or 5 hours, how could we still not find the wooden house?" Black Bear glanced again. At that crawling speed, 4 or 5 hours could not go far. "So I think the direction is wrong." Tran Shihai insisted. "I think not." Black Bear frowned. "I don't want what you feel, I want what I feel, listen to me." Tran Shihai waved his hand. "All right." Black Bear's jaw tightened, then relaxed. "Rest a bit, then return downstream." Tran Shihai lifted stream water to his mouth, drank, and muttered, "You must have remembered wrong, so many days passed. Do you still recall what those Zhao brothers said?" "I remember clearly." Black Bear answered deeply. Tran Shihai froze, then pouted, "You remembered wrong, definitely wrong." Black Bear clenched his jaw again, sighed and decided not to argue. So they rested then changed direction back downstream. Until the next day after breakfast, still they could not find the wooden house. "Impossible, did I guess wrong?" Tran Shihai angrily kicked a stone into the water. "Yes." Black Bear spoke calmly. "Impossible, I don't believe." Tran Shihai frowned at him, slowly shaking his head. Black Bear stayed silent, deciding not to discuss. He was only hired to protect. "It must be downstream, I don't believe, we continue forward." Tran Shihai spoke stubbornly. "All right." Black Bear sighed and followed. In the live room, viewers flooded comments. "I am so furious, wanna punch him through the screen, too stupid. Keep going forward and you'll reach the sea." Time passed, the sun rose high, now it was noon. "No, rest again." Tran Shihai collapsed down, soaking his feet in the stream. Black Bear was helpless, they had walked just over an hour, why rest again? He looked at the feet, frowned, "They will cramp." "No problem, just soak a while." Tran Shihai scoffed, stroking his skinny calf. "Any water left?" Tran Shihai asked. "I will boil." Black Bear filled the iron pot with stream water, then turned to gather wood. He muttered, "These 2 days I ate nothing wrong, why stomach pain? Hoo." Tran Shihai breathed deeply, trying to ease pain, some effect but not much, pain grew worse. Bang! Tran Shihai fell, gritting teeth, curling up. "Why is Black Bear not back?" He groaned. Hoo. Again he breathed deeply, thinking, "Will I die like this? Too miserable and humiliating." Bang! "I don't know," suddenly stomach pain. Tran Shihai breathed with relief, like seeing a savior. "Stomach pain?" Black Bear frowned, then said, "It must be from raw water. I did not drink much." Tran Shihai muttered. "Not much?" Black Bear smirked, "Yesterday and today, who drank stream water directly when thirsty?" Tran Shihai pale, shouted angrily, "Stop nonsense, think of a way, my legs are cramping." Black Bear exhaled, seeing him still able to shout meant not serious. But he was annoyed at his stubbornness, if he had listened, his legs would not cramp. "Endure a bit." Black Bear said with a dark face, then grabbed his ankle, straightened the leg, gently massaged the tendon. "Ah, hurts." Tran Shihai screamed. Black Bear ignored, finished one leg then switched the other. After a while he asked, "Still hurts?" "Ah, hurts." Tran Shihai called reflexively, then surprised found legs no longer cramped. Gurgle gurgle. His belly rumbled, as if frogs danced disco inside. Crack crack. Soon Black Bear heard strange sounds near his ear, with a foul smell. His mouth twitched, he held breath, carried pot and would upstream 10 meters, the smell faded. He lit fire, set the iron pot. After more than 10 minutes the water boiled, he added some herbs for diarrhea. It drained me. Tran Chi Hai came out from bushes, face green, looking exhausted. He looked around, then weakly asked, "Why did you run so far?" Tran Chi Hai sighed, decided not to argue. In truth he had no strength left. Chapter 983, Baby Poop? He Xiong stirred the iron pot of herbs with a wooden stick. The clear water slowly turned green. Still not ready? Chen Jishi held his stomach, though venting eased the pain, it was not cured. He no longer dared to drink raw water, the violent cramps made him doubt life. Not yet. He Xiong rasped, the water boiled but the essence of the herbs had not come out. Aiu. Chen Jishi groaned weakly. Clatter clatter. His face changed, he staggered up and ran to the bushes. Go farther. He Xiong said lowly. You. Chen Jishi struggled to breathe, but still moved downstream. Splatter splatter. He Xiong heard the sound, meaning he had not gone far. He frowned in silence, wanting to leave but duty forced him to stay alert. If the employer died, who would pay him? After more than 10 minutes, the bushes shook. Aiu, it is tearing me apart. Chen Jishi returned, his face worse, likely everything eaten yesterday was expelled. In the chat room, viewers commented. That is a slippery taste. Baby poop? Ha ha ha, baby poop, hilarious. These netizens are ruthless, full marks. No, I cannot go. Chen Jishi's legs trembled, his body limp. Drink some medicine. He Xiong's face darkened, he poured a cup from a bamboo tube and handed it. Hoo. Chen Jishi blew to cool then drank 2 sips, exhaling, better now. He Xiong said nothing, he drank a cup himself, his constitution had changed a lot, herbal soup was still good. Clatter clatter. He Xiong's eye twitched, had he become a babysitter? He replied helplessly, put wild vegetables into the pot with the herbs. Chen Jishi looked at the green pot, bored, face dark. Meat, I want meat. He Xiong nodded. Not now. He Xiong answered. Chen Jishi frowned, when will there be? Do not know. He Xiong spoke truth, half a month and not a single rabbit or pheasant, where to find meat? Fine, empty request. Chen Jishi pouted, not really hoping. No pain? He Xiong asked. Much better. Chen Jishi patted his belly, lips tight, just hungry. Soon. He Xiong nodded, wild vegetables cook fast. How long must this life go on? Chen Jishi felt bitter, no salt nor fat. He Xiong, always quiet, grew even more silent. Eat then keep searching, I do not believe we will not find. Chen Jishi bit the chopsticks fiercely. If they found a cabin, there would be meat, by theft or seizure. After more than 10 minutes, only green soup remained. Pour it, boil clean water and prepare to leave. Chen Jishi ordered. He Xiong obeyed silently, washed the pot and boiled fresh water. Clatter clatter. Go now. Chen Jishi stood, legs trembling but able to walk. He Xiong watched silently then followed downstream. Time passed slowly, they walked along the stream. I think we are not wrong, do you see? Vines and weeds here have been cut. Chen Jishi's lifeless eyes lit up. But even upstream yesterday, it was the same. He Xiong suddenly tensed, a hot wind blew with a salty fishy scent, the smell of the sea. Ah, I see the sea. Chen Jishi shouted excitedly. Ahead was a blue ocean, with sand and reefs. Come quick, do not daze. He urged and ran fast toward the sea. He Xiong silent, seeing the sea meant wrong direction, the cabin was not here, but maybe the shore held surprises. He suppressed a sigh and followed. Splash. The sea lapped at reefs and sand, today calmer with small foam. Wonderful! Chen Jishi cheered. He ran on the beach, quickly finding seaweed washed ashore. He Xiong's eyes brightened. Finally, food could be improved, vitamins and minerals gained. He glanced, then scanned around, checking for danger. Soon he saw a ring of sand, logs and palm leaves forming a shelter, with charcoal in the middle. Someone is here, He Xiong said gravely. Chapter 984, Wild Beauty. There is someone here, Black Bear repeated once and then walked toward the temporary shelter. Where? Where is the person? Tran Chi Hai looked grim. I cannot see, probably will come out. Black Bear replied, then stopped at the shelter, carefully observing. It is possible, Black Bear suddenly said. I told you, others abandoned it, so we should stay first. Tran Chi Hai was calm, even a bit pleased, patting the wooden shelter. Black Bear's mouth twitched, gaining new awareness of Tran Chi Hai's shamelessness. He turned to Black Bear, we will stay here tonight. Black Bear seemed indifferent, anyway this was better than sleeping outdoors. Come, while it is not dark yet, let us gather more seafood. Tran Chi Hai's mood improved, especially seeing small shells in his hand, his smile stretched high. Black Bear nodded, his stomach was hungry. Another piece of seaweed. There are shells here, come quickly. Ah! These are oysters, great, I decide not to leave. Elsewhere in the forest, So Fong and the girls moved toward the camp. This road has nothing good. Lu Waimong held a blade of grass in her mouth, speaking while swaying. But there are many herbs. No Tin Noyet looked at the bamboo basket on So Fong's back, already full of herbs. Along the way they walked and rested, mostly digging herbs, occasionally meeting strange plants, So Fong would explain, making Lu Wai Thursday satisfied. I want to see something interesting, Lu Waimong said innocently, a bit bored. Like what? Lu Wai Thursday tilted her head at her sister. Like a mountain zombie. Lu Waimong lowered her voice, then suddenly turned to make a grimace at Nan Nu Nok. Hee, no way. Lu Waimong giggled. Do not mess, are you not tired? Lu Wai Thursday lightly tapped her sister's forehead. Lu Waimong mumbled, not tired, very energetic. So energetic, later I will teach you martial skills. So Fong smiled. Please spare me. Lu Waimong clasped her hands begging. Lu Wai Thursday shook her head smiling bitterly, you look so hopeless. Now is fine too. Lu Waimong pouted, Mother said just find a good man. Well, that is because Mother's eyes were poor. Thinking of that scum man, Lu Waimong gnashed her teeth. Can you guarantee your eyes are better? Lu Wai Thursday asked calmly. Of course. Lu Waimong said confidently, lowering her voice, So Fong is not bad. Ah? Lu Waimong suspiciously, sister, do you also like So Fong? No. No. Lu Wai Thursday's eyes flickered, she denied, why do you use also? Nothing, skip this topic. Lu Waimong smiled, the grass broke in her mouth, bitterness spread. Lu Wai Thursday looked into her sister's eyes, warning, restrain yourself. All right, I understand. Lu Waimong suddenly drooped. Really? Lu Wai Thursday sighed. Pooh. Lu Waimong spat the bitterness. Nothing, I was telling her to practice martial arts. Lu Wai Thursday casually said. So Fong, when to learn weapon fighting? Tai Vai Din asked softly. No hurry, now you have not finished basic martial arts, greed brings loss, this principle you know. So Fong stopped and turned. Understood. Tai Vai Din was stunned. Slowly, do not rush, there are still 2 months. So Fong comforted. Tai Vai Din nodded, calming her heart. Weapon fighting seems interesting. Lu Waimong muttered. I know, you are just curious. So Fong smiled. No, I am truly interested. Lu Wai Mong pouted. That sounds familiar. So Fong laughed. You mean I am unreliable? Lu Wai Mong glared. Ahem, do not roll your eyes, be ladylike. Lu Wai Thursday scolded. Sister, look at my clothes and image now, what part looks ladylike? Lu Wai Mong ruffled her short hair, asking seriously, tell me. I give up. Looking at her sister, Lu Wai Thursday could only feel headache. This is called wild beauty. Lam Lo teased. Stop joking. Lu Wai Mong spread her hands, then said, my skin is much worse, looks like aged 10 years. Not that exaggerated. Van Han smiled. Lu Wai Mong sighed, I wish I was young like you. In a few days go to the sea. Find some pearls to make a mask. So Fong said warmly. NK books. No, diving all the time is dangerous. Lu Wai Mong's eyes lit up, but she still shook her head. It is fine, I am strong. So Fong said confidently. Yes, yes, everyone knows you are strong. Lu Wai Mong blinked her big eyes. Well, those words sound strange. So Fong's mouth twitched. Chapter 985, A Lucky Meal. Inside the wooden house, Mao Ka leaned on the window ledge, its tail hanging down, swaying lightly. Tea. The rascal under the window jumped around, pawing at Mao Ka's tail, playing without a care, as usual when it was home alone. Now. Mao Ka yawned, its small mouth opening wide. Tea. The rascal kept leaping, never catching the tail. Ah, finally back. Lu Wai Mong called excitedly, pushing the big gate, following behind So Fong and the group. Everyone returned just before nightfall. Mao Ka's eyes lit up, it pulled back its tail and stood on the sill. Tea. The rascal clawed open the door, running quickly downstairs to greet. Back home. Van Han crouched and petted its head. First check if anything is missing. So Fong closed the main gate. Yes, everything is fine. Lu Wai Thursday circled the cabin, checking the yard. That's good. So Fong glanced around, no sign of intrusion. Tea. The rascal circled So Fong, rubbing its head against his pants. Good, go play. So Fong gave it some salted meat. Tea. The rascal ran out, gnawing at the meat by the rabbit cage. Inside is still neat, nothing missing. Van Han hugged Mao Ka and called from the window. All right. The girls responded, setting down their baskets, busying themselves. Cook something nourishing. So Fong looked at the herbs, most were for soup. He went upstairs, where the girls and Lu Wai Mong were already preparing. So Fong, move this small plant out. Lu Wai Mong said. All right. So Fong put down the basket, clearing Mao Ka's food. What shall we eat tonight? Van Han looked at the pot of clear water. Something simple, everyone traveled all day, appetites are plain. Lu Wai Mong said softly. Yes, no need for fancy, let's make sliced noodle soup, it's been long. Van Han nodded. Okay, then add wild vegetable soup, fried chili with meat, that's tonight's meal. So Fong, come roll up your sleeves and help. Lu Wai Mong looked at him with expectation. Yes, happy? So Fong smiled. So lazy. So Fong sighed. Not lazy, your cooking is better. Lu Wai Mong explained. Fine. So Fong laughed, taking a clay jar to handle herbs and fungi. I will do it. Lu Wai Mong took it, quickly adding herbs. So Fong frowned lightly, glad for help, he only needed to manage the timing later. Sister Mong, wash the mushrooms well, they're also for noodle soup. Van Han reminded. Got it. Lu Wai Mong answered, adding more mushrooms, humming as she went downstairs. Maybe because So Fong is cooking tonight. Van Han covered her smile. Looks like a lucky meal tonight. No Tin Noi yet teased. Haha, exaggerated. So Fong laughed, though he rarely cooked, with the system's aid, the food wouldn't be bad. Not exaggerated. Van Han said brightly, taking a jar and scooping flour for noodles. Need help? Nan Nu Nok asked. Then I will deal with Mao Ka instead. Nan Nu Nok said shyly, carrying a spade into the restroom. Soon she returned, plugging her nose, carefully shoveling waste. Need help? Nan Ton Nok peeked in. Bring water, we need to clean. Nan Nu Nok said. Okay. Nan Ton Nok laughed, soon carrying back a bucket of water. Strange, but truly not a waste of 800 gene. Nan Ton Nok thought, once it was heavy, now easier. I feel stronger too. Nan Nu Nok flexed her arm. Don't joke, your limbs are thin, no muscle. Nan Ton Nok smiled gently. All right then. Nan Nu Nok gave up, she had no muscle, but the strength was real, though hard to explain. She placed the spade aside, washed the floor with water, scrubbing with a branch. Done. Nan Nu Nok was satisfied, tossing away the tissue, the air much fresher. All washed. Lu Waimong returned, placing herbs and fungi on the stove. Thanks. So Fong said softly. It's fine, now it's up to you all. Lu Waimong waved, sitting down on a chair. All right. So Fong smiled, adding herbs and ingredients into the clay pot in order. Chapter 986, Why Need a Bicycle? Tea. The clumsy bear bounced below, pawing at the fluffy tail, and the two little ones had unknowingly become so close. So tasty, really delicious. Lin Luo set down the clay bowl, still licked her lips unsatisfied, one big bowl of wild vegetable soup warming her belly, her whole body at ease. Sister Nyo, do you want more? Still half a bowl left. Yun Han tilted the pottery pot, after sharing to each, only a little remained. Ah, may I? Lin Luo asked shyly. Of course. Yun Han smiled like a flower, then scooped the remaining soup for Sister Nyo. Thank you. Lin Luo said gratefully. No need to be polite. Yun Han chuckled, glancing at Sua Fong, naturally taking his bowl and filling it with noodle soup. Soup fills the stomach quickly. Lin Luo set her bowl down, this time satisfied, tasting hints of chicken mixed with pumpkin. Hard to resist, without it the stomach suffers. Lin Luo spoke earnestly, yet filled her own bowl full of noodle soup again. Lu Yiming innocently said, there is still plenty left. Dinner had 3 big pots of noodle soup, plus wild vegetable soup and stir-fried peppers with meat, enough for 9 people to be full, even with the Great King included. If not enough, cook more, conditions are better now, no need to save. Sua Fong spoke warmly. Such speed, you eat so fast. Wu Tingyue teased. Exactly. Lu Yiming laughed, for her, living meant eating was most important, everything else aside. This stir-fried peppers is truly delicious. Lin Luo puffed her cheeks, alternating noodle soup and peppers, such a good life. Sua Fong could not help but laugh, he also loved peppers with meat, with rice, and sauce. He could eat 3 big bowls. In truth, back in the city rental, the girl sometimes splurged to buy meat for peppers, and he always ate 3 bowls. Well, all tasty. Sua Fong replied firmly. What, I want a clear answer. Yun Han pouted. Cough, in the rental it tasted better. Sua Fong coughed, explained, because with soy sauce and rice, the taste is richer. I thought so. Yun Han nodded. Can this pepper dish be made even better? Lin Luo's eyes shone. Of course, soy sauce is key, raising the flavor. Yun Han said. Just hearing makes me crave. Lin Luo pressed her lips, suddenly the dish before her seemed less fragrant. Sua Fong can make soy sauce, then we can eat authentic peppers with meat. Wu Tingyue looked at him. Well, pity that. Wu Tingyue lowered her gaze. Sua Fong, you really can make soy sauce? Louis Zhu was amazed. Not hard, I once watched a documentary online. Sua Feng said, lying as if used to it. When we return, I will make it for you. Yun Han smiled softly. Promise, when we leave here, I will find you at the meat shop. Lin Luo said seriously. Alright, leave contact, once we settle we will reach out. Yun Han spoke gently. Fine, I can come to your home too. Lin Luo answered. No rush, before the contest we gave up our room, after it we need to find another, that takes time. Yun Han explained. Then buy a house directly, no renting. Wu Tingyue teased. Buying is too expensive. Yun Han admitted lacking confidence. Lin Luo raised her brows. After the contest you will have prize money, enough for a villa. Yun Han paused, that is not certain yet. No worry, without prize there are still fan donations, enough to buy, and didn't that Chui girl lose you 30 million yuan? Lin Luo lowered her voice. True, I almost forgot. Yun Han stuck out her tongue. Lu Yiming pouted, skeptical. Rest assured, it will be so. Tai Whiting spoke, no one ever got advantage over her. So really possible to buy a house? Yun Han was surprised. Rest easy, I will give you one, later we will buy a villa, live in comfort. Sua Feng patted her head affectionately. I can recommend. Tai Whiting nodded. A villa is too big, cleaning is a headache. Yun Han blushed, worrying already. Then hire an auntie to clean. Sua Feng spoke boldly, though now broke, he knew one day he would have house, bicycle, even a motorcycle. Better. Let me do it, then it feels like home. Yun Han rolled her eyes, thinking hiring was too luxurious, that was for the rich. As long as you are happy. Sua Feng answered openly, her views would change slowly. What about living near my home then? Wu Tingyue suggested. My place is fine too. Tai Whiting whispered. Who was Tai Whiting? She lived in the capital, where housing was unimaginably costly, not to mention outside districts. I can afford it. Tai Whiting said calmly. Chapter 987, Open the monthly gift again. So pleasant. Van Han trembled slightly, dried her long hair and returned to the wooden house. She carefully put away the towel and wash items, then took out a wooden comb and sat next to So Feng. Let me comb your hair. So Feng gently reached out. Okay. Van Han sweetly replied, placing the comb into his palm. Good, good. So Feng held the girl's silky hair, slowly combing down, carefully untangling knots. My hair has worsened. Van Han whispered. Use some honey to nourish it. So Feng softly suggested. That is wasteful, we have only a little honey left. Van Han shook her head, bad hair was fine, but food was more vital. Ah, the olives were all pickled, otherwise we could press olive oil for hair. So Feng sighed. No matter, it is still lovely. Van Han smiled. While combing, So Feng said, such long hair, hard to manage. It is fine. Van Han recalled something, her cheeks flushed. Your hair almost reaches your waist. So Feng suddenly remarked. She blinked, asking, hair to the waist, in ancient times meant marriage age, right? Haha, do you wish to marry? He laughed. Why not wed then? He teased. Annoying. Her face reddened, though her heart fluttered. Nguotin Noyet sat nearby, rolling her eyes pretending not to hear. Ahem, dog food may be free, but spare some. Lu Wai Thursday cleared her throat. Sorry. Van Han lowered her head shyly. So Feng chuckled and continued combing. Lu Wai Mong pouted, tilting her head, sister, comb mine too. No. Lu Wai Thursday shot her a glare. I can shave yours clean. Sure, maybe refreshing. Lu Wai Mong nodded eagerly. Lu Wai Thursday raised brows, ignoring her. Mong's sister, let me comb you. NK Books. Van Han offered calmly. Good, good. She took the comb and gently brushed the short hair, much easier than her own long strands. For a moment she thought of cutting, but dismissed it. So Fong adored long hair, she would never cut unless he changed. Done. So Fong touched her hair, found it smooth, handed back the comb. Sleep early, it is late. Ah. I sleep first. Nguo Tin Noyet yawned. After mahjong and bathing, it was near midnight. For skin and health, sleep was needed. I too sleep. Lam Lo smiled, climbing onto bed. Since the bathroom was built, the upstairs toilet was just for waste. The girls preferred downstairs bathing, sometimes soaking warmly. Ah. So Fong undressed, sank into the tub, warm water wrapping him. He sighed. So pleasant. He closed his eyes, humming. You are spring grass, autumn birds, love like waves. Ho ho ho. He dozed off, water only reached his chin, safe. Cough cough. He woke choking, spat out bathwater, pine leaf taste unpleasant. Why did I sleep? He muttered, water cooled, he dried and dressed. Swish. He drained the tub, returned to his room. Ah. Mark. He looked at the moon, subconsciously gave command. Ding, mark 30 days, reward monthly gift. A machine voice rang, a virtual screen lit showing 30 days. A monthly gift, what could it be? He smirked, fatigue fading. He closed the wooden door quietly. All the girls were asleep, breathing evenly. Did I sleep long? He whispered, cleaning up and setting clothes aside for tomorrow. He leaned near the sleeping girl, teasingly poking her cheek. Chirp, chirp. She pursed lips, dreaming sweetly. Ha ha ha. He chuckled softly, then lay on the big bed, commanding, open monthly gift. Chapter 988, Physical Examination. Ding. Obtained mid-level domineering aura. Ding. Obtained beginner-level Western medicine physical examination gift pack experience. 3 mechanical sounds echoed in succession from the system, and 3 gift packs appeared before So Fong. Seems not bad. He cast away all confusion in his mind. Woo-woo, So Fong. Van Han rolled over, wrapping him like an octopus as usual. This time I cannot move. So Fong gave a bitter smile, one side of his face clearly feeling the girl's warmth, fearing that even turning slightly would wake her. All right, I will open the gifts tomorrow. He decided so, worried that the noise from knowledge transmission would wake her. With a thought, the simulation screen vanished. He wrapped his arms around her waist and closed his eyes. Early next morning, Mao Ka rose calmly from the beam, stretched its back, then jumped onto the cement floor. Ngao. It headed straight to the toilet, as it did every day. Soon, a foul smell spread, it emerged relieved, climbed back up to the beam, and slept again. Its wagging tail drew So Fong's gaze. He was already awake, eyes fixed on the tail while chuckling helplessly at the stench. Glancing at the girl, he saw her head now resting on his chest, with a damp stain near her lips. Still the same as when young. He smiled softly, carefully laying her flat before getting up. Ah. After rising, he stretched limbs and waist, feeling more refreshed. Then he grabbed toiletries, heading downstairs, while ordering in his mind, open the Lucky Halo gift pack. He paused, closed his eyes, then opened them, gazed back to normal. Seems unchanged. He murmured. The mid-level Lucky Halo was merely an enhancement of the basic one, its specific effects unknown, only time would tell. All right, open the next gift pack. He spoke to the system. Ding. Mid-level domineering aura transmission incoming. He halted again, veins bulging on his forehead, pain spread outward, forcing a groan, cold sweat dripping. Nearly 10 minutes passed before he recovered, wiping his forehead, moving slowly to the stream, sitting with legs soaking. In the live broadcast, comments poured in. What happened to So Fong? He stood still 10 minutes. Maybe he dozed. Last night he slept late yet woke early. Doesn't look so, he is sweating, surely sick. Stop hoping for misfortune, what nonsense. Talk less if you can. Range doubled, power doubled. He wiped his forehead, lips curling, indeed the mid-level aura was powerful. One last gift pack, open it. He said after resting. Western physical examination, this resembles traditional diagnostics too. He muttered, before pain distracted him. Damn. He cursed, forced to endure the torturous transmission. Words, images, videos surged into his mind, etched like a CD. After over 10 minutes, he gasped, freed from the pain. So Fawn? Are you all right? Van Haan's voice came from behind. Ah, nothing. He quickly covered his face with a wet towel. You were absent-minded long, did you not sleep enough? She gently wiped his face. He smiled softly, no, I was just thinking. Thinking what, so absorbed? She pouted, I called you several times, you ignored me. I was thinking, about making pancakes. Do you want some? He diverted. Ah. You can make them? Her eyes lit up, she swallowed. Yes, Master Wang taught me, though long ago, it is not hard. He pinched her nose playfully. Good, breakfast will be pancakes. She nodded eagerly. Yes, after brushing teeth I will make them. He tapped her forehead, picking up the toothbrush. Are pancakes hard to make? She asked, sitting nearby. Not hard, very simple. He replied indistinctly while brushing. After finishing, he returned, also the knowledge he gained. NK books. Western physical examination included but was not limited to questioning, observation, bare-handed diagnosis. Good morning. He smiled, eyes narrowed. Why up so early today? Wu Tin Noyet yawned, still drowsy. Slept enough, woke naturally. He laughed heartily. Chapter 989, Grilled Cakes. Go wash your face or you will stay sleepy. Sua Fong spoke warmly. Ah. Wu Tin Noyet nodded, pouted, then frowned while going downstairs. Morning. The Nan sisters also woke up, climbing out of sleeping bags. Good morning. Sua Fong casually replied, put away his toiletries, then took a clay bowl to knead dough. Ah, you also make breakfast? Nan Tan Nok whispered in surprise. Yes, breakfast is grilled cakes. Sua Fong answered softly. Grilled cakes? Sua Fong can even make that? Nan Nu Nok hurried closer, her eyes sparkling like hearing about a rare snack. Just try it, do not expect too much. Sua Fong did not promise fully, fearing failure. In fact, it was his first time making grilled cakes, before he only had theory. I will brush my teeth, then help later. Nan Nu Nok eagerly carried toiletries downstairs. I will too. Nan Tan Nok also left. It is not early, only you were lazy. Lu Wai Thursday rose, her sleep had been pleasant, her spirit refreshed. Lu Wai Mong wrinkled her nose, muttering, did not expect the bed so cozy, and nothing to do today. Want to go to the beach? Sua Fong asked. Yes, I get up now. Lu Wai Mong's eyes lit, she spun and got out of bed, left foot balancing. Lu Wai Thursday only glanced, long used to her sister. Done washing. The Nan sisters and Van Han returned. Add some meat filling. Sua Fong ordered without looking. Yes. Van Han nodded, rolling sleeves to help. She took salted meat to chop filling, thinking of ingredients. Should we add fungus and mushrooms? Nan Nu Nok asked softly. Yes. Van Han replied clearly. Nan Nu Nok said, then I go wash. Wash some taro too. Van Han said. Okay. Nan Nu Nok agreed, carrying bamboo basket downstairs. Wu Tin Noyet came back hugging grapes, eat grapes first, or birds peck them. Dry them into raisins, Sua Fong suggested. He ate grapes without hesitation. Another one. Wu Tin Noyet smiled, put another grape in his mouth. Inside, others laughed. So envious, I also want goddess to feed grapes. You only think of other things. Only I want to be that grape? Sisters, wear clothes quickly. I help you. Lin Luo followed, stealing a few grapes. Really? Wu Tin Noyet protected grapes, sometimes giving Sua Fong and girls, others only got by passing. Now let dough rise half an hour. Sua Fong covered bowl. Nan Nunak returned, placed washed mushrooms in taro, asked, what next? Light fire for oven. Sua Fong sat at stove, skillfully lit wood. Time passed, half an hour quickly. Sua Fong opened cloth, pressed dough, soft and right, easy to roll. He cut dough into small balls half fist size, rolled flat half millimeter thick. Filling ready. Van Han placed 2 bowls, one with mushroom salted meat, one with taro wild greens. Not baking yet? Van Han saw him still rolling. Not yet, need to wrap and rise more. Sua Fong explained. Ah, still cannot eat? Van Han pouted, hungry. Wait, eat grapes or bread. Sua Fong spoiled. No, I wait for cakes. Van Han shook head. I help roll. Lu Waimong approached, took rolling pin. Careful, do not tear dough. Lu Wai Thursday warned. Lu Waimong swore, I am chef, never such mistake. Minutes later she blushed, her cake torn with holes, filling gone, only skin left. She fumed, surprised? Did not expect fail so fast? Ahem, ignore details. Lu Waimong coughed, tried, let me try again. Do not, spare us. Wu Tin Noyet laughed. Fine, I wash grapes. Lu Waimong embarrassed, tried to leave. Lu Wai Thursday worried, do not cause more trouble. Will not. Her voice faded outside. Chapter 990, Simple Version and Complex Version. By the cement shore stood a bamboo stool, on which lay freshly washed grapes, each plump and shining like purple glass under the sun. Do you need my help? Lu Waimong walked closer to them, rolling up her trousers to step into the stream. Yes. Tei Din did not refuse, there were still many grapes left, cleaning them one by one would take much time. Splash. Lu Waimong stepped into the water, took out a bunch of grapes from the basket, and carefully rubbed them under the stream. So beautiful, just like purple glass. Lam Lo straightened her back, putting the clean grapes under the sun. Purple glass is truly admirable. Lu Waimong said innocently. Still, they cannot be compared like that. Lam Lo shook her head, saying, grapes turned into wine can be sold for hundreds of millions, even billions, while purple glass is just a pretty stone with no real use. That makes sense. Lu Waimong nodded. Lam Lo continued, some things must be packaged and processed. Like these grapes, sold at a roadside stall they cost only a few coins per kilo, but in a supermarket they cost much more, and in a top Michelin restaurant, they become precious. I see. Lu Waimong nodded vaguely. Waimong, watch out, it is floating away. Tei Din reminded. The grapes. Tei Din rushed forward, stopping the grapes swept by the water. Ah, my grapes. Lu Waimong realized half of her bunch had broken away. Lam Lo laughed and scolded, focus. Hee, as you command. Lu Waimong blushed, focusing again, forgetting about grapes and glass. Is the flatbread ready? Lam Lo asked casually. Still need half an hour. Lu Waimong replied. Half an hour later, So Fong put out the fire, cleaned the army shovel with heat, and prepared it again. Should we wipe the pan carefully? Van Han asked softly, recalling the bread needed a flat smooth surface. Let me do it. Van Han held a wooden stick, pressed dough filled with meat, brushed oil on it, and pressed again. Done. So Fong received the dough, carefully flattened it on the shovel, placed it into the stove, and covered the mouth to keep the heat. Van Han exclaimed, "It seems different from the authentic bread method." "So what about the complex version?" Nan Nu Nok asked curiously. "The complex version requires cleaning all ashes, then pressing the dough onto the stove wall." So Fong said warmly. "Oh no, that is too much work." Lu Waimong said awkwardly, the stove had been used for half a year, cleaning the ashes would be hard. So Fong smiled, "Yes, so we used the simple version. At home, can we use an oven instead?" No Tin Noyet pulled a chair and sat beside the stove. "Yes, simpler, but missing the wood-fire flavor." So Fong smiled. "Simple, just add some charcoal." No Tin Noyet waved her hand. So Fong laughed, "Would that be safe?" No Tin Noyet thought and shook her head, "Never tried, I do not know." "Better not, it could be dangerous." Van Han said gently. Creak. The door opened, Lu Waimong, Lam Lo, and Tai Vai Din returned. "Can we eat yet?" They rubbed their bellies and asked. "Soon, just wait." So Fong checked the time. "Good, I am starving." Lu Waimong pulled a chair, leaning on her sister, gazing at So Fong. "Are the grapes all washed?" So Fong asked. "Yes, drying on the bamboo rack." Lam Lo answered, glancing at the wooden table with noodles, "Was that breakfast?" "Thank you." So Fong smiled warmly. "It was nothing, only hungry." Lam Lo rubbed her belly, which grumbled. "Maybe ready, you eat first." So Fong smiled, lifting the cover and taking the shovel out. Lu Waimong stood up, staring at the golden bread, swallowing, "So fragrant." "Looks delicious." Van Han sniffed. "Not bad, it worked." So Fong used chopsticks to tap the bread, it was firm. The bread was golden, slightly cracked, rising from half a centimeter to nearly 1 centimeter thick. "Share and eat, I will make more." So Fong placed the bread on a ceramic plate, then prepared another dough. "Little Han Han, you eat first." Lu Waimong stepped back. "I can wait." Lu Waimong shook her head. "Then let us eat together." Van Han cut the bread into small pieces with a knife. Grumble. "I will not hold back." Lam Lo's belly growled, she grabbed a piece and ate. Crunch. A crisp sound echoed, followed by meat flavor and smoke scent, rich and full. "So tasty." Lu Waimong raised her thumb. "Truly delicious, crispy outside." Van Han swallowed, then picked another piece and brought it to So Fong's mouth, saying softly, "You try too." "Good, if there were eggs, better still." So Fong tasted and said, "Already very good." Nan Nu Nok sucked her finger, glancing at the empty plate. "All right, let me make more." Van Han clapped and turned to get wild ginger and mint. Chapter 991, Am I a Woman? Once again, So Fong lifted the lid of the pot, and this time the fragrance of taro spread out. He used the military shovel to lift the grilled cake and placed it on the ceramic tray. "This is taro flavor, it should be delicious." Van Han swallowed hard, lured by the aroma. She picked up the military knife to cut the cake into small pieces. Squeak. "This way of baking is too slow." Lu Waimong smacked her lips, her face still unsatisfied. So Fong put the new skin into the pot, spreading his hands. "No other way, we must wait slowly." "So are we going to the beach today?" Lu Waimong asked while sucking her finger. "Ah, going to the beach today?" Van Han looked at So Fong. So Fong whispered. "Yes, after breakfast, we go." Van Han innocently nodded. "Then make more cakes, we can eat on the way." "Sure, that is simple." So Fong happily agreed. After that, every 5 minutes a cake came out, but eaten right away, none left over. Everyone was full, an hour passed quickly. Do you want to eat more? So Fong pressed his lips. He was full too, but still had 7 or 8 noodle cakes left. I am full. No Tin Noyet drank hot tea, she only ate 3 cakes. I still want 1, meat filling please. Van Han blushed, whispering. All right. So Fong laughed. Lam Lo stood up. I cannot eat anymore, I will go pack things, later we can leave early. I will flip the grapes. Lu Waimong happily ran downstairs. In the room, viewers flooded the chat. Scene's easy, I will try later. Waiting upstairs for vlog. After reading the tutorial, I said simple, brain said good, let us start. After more than half an hour, all cakes were finished, but the girl ate 1 more, her 7/10 full belly turned into 8/10. Van Han, eating like this, when you grow older, you will be fat. No Tin Noyet teased. NK Books. Really? Van Han shivered. Do not listen to her, a little fat is cute. So Fong doted. Of course it is true. No Tin Noyet firmly said. So Fong stroked the girl's head, asking. Do you know, in law, females over 14 are called women? What? Over 14 means woman? No Tin Noyet was stunned, then widened her eyes, pointing at herself. So I am already a woman? Of course, you all are women, even able to celebrate International Women's Day, March 8th. So Fong teased. I am only 18. Van Han opened her small mouth, already labeled as a woman. I am already a woman? Nan Nu Nok asked dreamily. Cough, yes, except reality. So Fong coughed. Seems nothing bad. Lam Lo shrugged indifferently. Nan Ton Nok frowned but smiled. In an instant I feel much more mature. What? At 16 I am already a woman? No, I am only 16, impossible to be a woman. I do not hear, turtle chanting. Online powerful, real life selling chicken. So Fong, I give you 1 more chance to talk again. No Tin Noyet said seriously. Cough, I drink tea. So Fong pretended to change topic, raising hot tea. No Tin Noyet angrily waved fist, then spared him. Half an hour later, the sun was high, around 10 in the morning, the heat began. Let us go. Lu Waimong carried bamboo basket in Bao, followed by her sister and Nan's sisters. Taya Taya. The dog wagged its tail, guarding the door. Be good, chase bad people, in the pot meat is enough for 3 days, do not run around. Van Han stroked its head and instructed. Taya Taya. The dog barked twice, seeming to understand, lying obediently by the door. Van Han, let us go. So Fong called. Coming. Van Han answered, patted the dog's head, then ran. Let us go. So Fong held the girl's hand, locked the gate. There should be no problem. Van Han looked at the wooden house. Do not worry, nothing will happen. So Fong squeezed her hand. Yes. Van Han felt relieved, pulled him to catch up with the group. Maybe we can fish. So Fong laughed. Hee hee, I will fish a bluefin tuna from Cali again. Lu Waimong swore. Lu Wai Thursday scolded. Do you think bluefin tuna is like tadpoles in pond? Not difficult. Lu Waimong full of confidence. Bluefin tuna live in deep sea, last time was just luck. Lu Wai Thursday poured cold water, lest her sister dream too much. Really? Lu Waimong looked at So Fong. He nodded with a smile. Your sister is right. Ah, bluefin tuna, I still want sashimi. Lu Waimong pouted pitifully. Lu Wai Thursday gently said. Too much raw food is unhealthy. No problem. Lu Waimong calmly denied. Yes. No. Chapter 992, A New Discovery. It is so hot. Lu Yiming pursed her lips, the wide hat on her head swayed with her steps. It feels even hotter than yesterday. Wu Tingyue wiped the sweat on her forehead and put on her wide hat, looking like a city girl trying rural life. Nan Ruyu held a leaf the size of her palm, fanning non-stop, her bangs sticking to her forehead, and she said innocently, I am about to become a roasted potato. Let us stop and rest. Su Feng tilted his head toward the girls. They were dripping with sweat, the heat easily made one irritable, but their look calmed him. All right. The girls replied together, walking to the shade of a big tree. Finally some comfort. Lin Lu found a rock to sit on, pulling her collar to fan. Everyone, drink some water. Lu Yichu took out bamboo flasks and handed them out. Gulp gulp gulp. So refreshing. Lu Yiming drank in gulps, then exhaled calmly. Wu Tingyue pitifully said, Su Feng, can we go somewhere cooler? That has to wait until about 4 or 5 o'clock. Su Feng looked up at the sky, the thin clouds could not block the blazing sun. Wu Tingyue pouted and waved, then I said nothing. Are you hungry? I still have roasted cakes. Yun Han changed the topic, taking cakes from her bamboo basket. Not hungry, too dry to eat. Lin Lu said gently, disliking dry food in such heat. Lu Yiming said brightly, give me half a piece. Here. Yun Han unwrapped the paper and handed it. Nan Ruyu fanned herself and said, I will not eat, not hungry yet. What about you, Su Feng? Yun Han tilted her head. Not hungry, you eat. Su Feng said warmly, there were only 4 cakes left, not enough for all. I am not hungry either. Yun Han pressed her lips, wanting to put the cakes away. Su Feng took one from her, held it to her lips, and nodded, come, open your mouth. Yun Han wanted to refuse, but he quickly stuffed it in. Mm. Yun Han had to bite, glaring resentfully, but her heart was sweet. Eat, once finished it will be easy, not difficult. Su Feng patted her head fondly. Vai Ting, want some? He held out 2 cakes to Tai Vai Ting. Tai Vai Ting glanced and said indifferently, not hungry. Want me to feed you? Su Feng said softly, her stomach already growled but she denied. Tai Vai Ting froze, then shyly opened her mouth. She turned her head, quietly received the cake, bit once, tore it in half, and handed the untouched half to Wu Tingyue. For Ruyu. Su Feng gave the last one to Nan Ruyu, gently, and share with your sister. You will not eat? Nan Ruyu asked embarrassed. Yun Han, chewing, said vaguely, shall I cook wild vegetable soup so all can drink? No need, wait until the beach, then it will be fresh. Su Feng waved. Then I share half with you. Yun Han pushed her cake toward him. I do not want. Lin Lu shook her head, afraid of misunderstanding, quickly explained, too hot, I cannot eat. All right. Yun Han ate the rest. They rested another half hour, then carried the baskets and walked on. Su Feng suddenly said, next time let us go out less, going to the beach was meant to enjoy, but we suffer instead. Next time wait for cloudy weather to go. Lu Yiming quickly added, she could not stay home long. For her, not going out is impossible, never in this life. Sometimes we still want to go out a bit. Wu Tingyue said, she was not one to sit still, that was why Tai Vai Ting dragged her, and there were no phones or TV on the island. All right then. Su Feng chuckled, none of them were quiet types. Ah, why is there charcoal here? Nan Xingyu, who walked ahead, stopped. Beside her was a pile of extinguished charcoal. That is normal. Lu Yiming replied casually. Not right, we never made fire here. Nan Xingyu said seriously. Hearing this, Lu Yiming looked around, frowned, seems really not. Su Feng, did you burn it? Yun Han asked. No. Su Feng shook his head firmly, squatted to examine, and said gravely, this was burned yesterday. Yesterday we were still upstream. Lin Lu exclaimed, meaning another group had been here. Will it threaten us? Nan Ruyu worried, but looking at Su Feng, her unease eased. Wu Tingyue and Lin Lu glanced at each other, having guesses. Can we know where they went? Yun Han observed the ground for footprints. Hard to say, some go upstream, some downstream. Su Feng said, footprints messy, rocks by the stream made them unclear. Our wooden house will be fine? Yun Han asked nervously. Shall we go back? Nan Xingyu whispered. No, to the beach. Su Feng shook his head, returning now would not make it before dark. Chapter 993, How could there be someone? After more than 2 hours, they discovered leftover charcoal again. So Feng, there is charcoal here. Nan Tan Nok waved ahead. So Feng quickly stepped forward, crouched down to stir the ashes, then carefully checked around. How is it, any findings? Lu Waimong asked curiously. Who? For some reason, Van Han breathed lightly. Let's go, maybe we will meet them at the beach. So Feng clapped his hands and stood up. The shore was not far, another hour and they would arrive. I wonder who it will be. No Tin Noyet muttered, glancing at Trao's sister. I guess it is Tran Chi Hai and Hak Hung, the Truong father and son should still be far away. Lam Lo said softly, when she came to Huin Noyet Island, the Truong father and son were still at the swamp. The Truong father and son. No Tin Noyet frowned, after thinking she finally recalled. At first they were unremarkable, but enduring until now shows some perseverance. Lam Lo explained. No Tin Noyet nodded, yes, it must be Tran Chi Hai. It is good if we meet them, send them away. Lu Waimong cracked her fingers. Observe first. Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her younger sister. Come on, before night we can reach the beach. So Feng led the way, the girls hurriedly followed, speeding up. Time passed, after an hour, sea breeze greeted them. Here. Nan Nu Nok said nervously, eyes scanning the beach, her steps slowed. Nan Tan Nok sighed, maybe they did not come. Such boldness, occupying our hideout. Lu Waimong glared, hurrying forward. Indeed they stayed overnight here. Coming closer, they found the hideout filthy, shells scattered, flies buzzing. So dirty. Van Han wrinkled her nose, ready to clean. Disgusting, so dirty yet not cleaned. Lu Waimong scolded. Perhaps they did not plan to leave, only went to find food. So Feng guessed. I don't care, let them go elsewhere, this place is ours. Lu Waimong said firmly. So Feng chuckled, fine, let's clean first, it is annoying to see. All right. Van Han put down the basket, began shoveling shells. I will gather wood with my sister. Lu Waimong drew her axe, ready to leave. So Feng nodded, Bai Din, you go too, be careful. Yes. Tai Vai Din responded and followed. I will pick seaweed and dig some clams. Nan Nu Nok said cheerfully. Be careful, do not go too far, best stay in my sight. So Feng warned. I know, if danger comes I will call. Nan Nu Nok agreed sweetly, carrying a basket, pulling her sister toward the rocks. The girls busied themselves, Lam Lo and No Tin Noyet cleaned the sand, changed the grass inside. So Feng stepped to the shore, scanning along the coast, no strangers. Could they have gone to the coconut grove? He looked to the distant beach with rocky cliffs, beyond which was the coconut grove of the seals. The sun set behind the mountains, darkness creeping. This wood should suffice. The Lu sisters and Tai Vai Din returned, dropped the wood, sat on the sand. Did you see any other contestants? Lu Wai Thursday asked. No. So Feng replied. We caught 2 big flower crabs. The Nan sisters returned, basket full of crabs and clams. No seaweed? Van Han asked. Good, I will prepare dinner. Van Han brought out the iron pot and jar, lit the fire, preparing seafood soup. Tonight let us grill clams. So Fong
NK
suggested,
Books.
seeing the fat clams. Night fell, the girls gathered around the fire. Gurgle. A stomach protested loudly. Me. Lam Lo blushed, raising her hand. Sister, endure, food is soon. Van Han chided. It is fine, I can wait longer. Lam Lo pursed her lips, watching the clams on the fire, swallowing saliva. They can be eaten raw. Lu Waimong said. No, let's grill them. Lu Waimong quickly put the clam back. Many eat raw clams. No Tin Noyet rested her chin on her hand. So Fong laughed, once in a while is fine, often is not. Yes, caution is better. No Tin Noyet agreed. Crackle. Sparks flew, the clams roasted, a girl poured soy sauce, fragrance filled the air. So fragrant. Lu. Waimong rubbed her hands, impatient. I feel I can hardly wait. Lam Lo licked her lips, eyes fixed on the clams. Van Han smiled softly, wait a little more, they will taste better. Ah, how could there be someone? Not far away, two vague figures appeared on the sand. Chapter 994, Keep silent if you disagree. No Tin Noyet and Te Vaidin exchanged glances, the familiar voice revealed the newcomer's identity. How did you seize our hideout? Tran Shi Hai approached with Hak Hung. They had slept here last night, waited until noon eating seaweed and oysters, explored along the coast in the afternoon, and returned at dusk, only to find this scene. Your hideout? So Fong frowned. Of course. Tran Shi Hai said calmly, as if rightful. Nan Nu Nok whispered, Sister, why is this man so shameless? Family heritage. Nan Tan Nok smiled. No wonder, I see. Nan Nu Nok nodded. Tran Shi Hai twitched his lips, what was this? Yes. His voice lacked confidence. So it is you, taking others' shelter is not enough, you even dirty the ground. Lu Waimong angrily scolded. What? Your shelter? Tran Shi Hai froze. Nonsense, whose else? Lu Waimong glared. It is ours. Tran Shi Hai admitted, he slept well and did not want to leave. Evidence. He signaled Hak Hung, where is your evidence? Hak Hung asked calmly. Tran Shi Hai's eyes brightened, right, where is your proof this place is yours? No evidence, if you dislike it then fight. Lu Waimong snapped. What? Tran Shi Hai was stunned, why did this girl not follow the script? Put. No Tin Noyet and Lam Lo laughed. Ah, it is No Tin Noyet and Te Vaidin. Tran Shi Hai was shocked, why meet a star here? So you recognize me? No Tin Noyet waved, she was an observer after the contest began, players should not know her identity. You are also a contestant? Tran Shi Hai had not reacted. What do you mean? His tone eased. Exactly the meaning. No Tin Noyet turned away, not bothering. Fine, go now, do not disturb us. Lu Waimong waved. This hideout. Tran Shi Hai frowned, gaze fixed on So Fong, the only man here. In the live stream, viewers flooded comments. Wow, So Fong looks heroic, love it. Kid, do you have many questions? Yes, if you disagree, keep silent. If you disagree, keep silent, my wife often says that. Before a brother, take care. Tran Shi Hai's face sank, he said coldly, Brother, you are too arrogant. Hak Han also stared at So Fong thoughtfully. How do you know my name? Tran Shi Hai was shocked. What is an observer? He still did not get it. Why so many questions? No Tin Noyet wrinkled her nose, refusing to explain. Go quickly, do not disturb our dinner. Van Han said innocently, picking oysters from the fire, too long would dry them. Tran Shi Hai swallowed hard at the roasted oysters. Still not leaving, do you really want to fight? Lu Waimong's face turned cold. What does he mean? She tilted her head. Without thinking, Tran Shi Hai acted. He stood nearby, took out iron pot and sleeping bag, lit fire preparing dinner. Does he want to be our neighbor? Nan Tan Nok narrowed her eyes. Disgusting, like plaster. Lu Waimong fumed. Ignore them, eat dinner first, we are hungry. So Fong spoke gently, holding back Lu Waimong. Actually, they are not wrong. Lam Lo whispered. The shelter was found by So Fong, but sand, reef, and sea belong to nature, not to anyone. Lu Wai Thursday lowered her voice. Even so, coastal resources are limited. Eat dinner now. Van Han handed chopsticks, used leaves to hold shells. So fragrant, I will not be polite. Lu Waimong's eyes lit, she forgot anger, ate oyster meat. She exhaled, grabbed chopsticks, began to eat. Spicy, but tasty. Nan Nu Nok was pleased, the oysters were fat, each needed splitting. So Fong, eating so many oysters, can you handle tonight? No Tin Noi yet teased. I do not understand you. So Fong twitched his eye, pretending. Nan Nu Nok asked innocently, is eating much harmful? Not really, just cause heat in the body. No Tin Noi yet smiled gently. So Fong laughed helplessly, the great star was indeed experienced. Chapter 995, The Poker Face and the Skinny Bamboo Stick. Tran Shi Hai darkened his face, glancing at So Fong's group not far away, and his stomach growled twice. Black Bear silently tended the fire to prepare dinner, his face showing no expression, as if what had just happened did not matter. So he is So Fong. Tran Shi Hai gnashed his teeth, puzzled in his heart. Did the True Brothers not say So Fong's camp was by the stream? Why is he at the seaside? Ha ha ha. It smells so good, So Fong, eat more. The laughter he heard made him angrier, especially the scent of grilled oysters drifting by, making him even hungrier. Can we not eat yet? Tran Shi Hai asked. Do you want to eat raw? Black Bear frowned, as the iron pot had only just begun to boil, less than 10 minutes since the fire was lit. Tran Shi Hai's lips trembled, and he kept glancing secretly at the enemy. Disgusting, why does he have so many women around him? Why do I not? Is that chili flavor? They even have chili? Why can they live so well? His body is better than mine, his looks are more handsome than mine, and he is taller than me. Black Bear tugged at the corner of his mouth, uninterested in Shi Hai's muttering. More than 10 minutes later, the water in the iron pot boiled fiercely, cooking the seaweed, shells, and oysters they gathered at noon. They even have flower crabs to eat. At this time Tran Shi Hai sounded like a resentful concubine, muttering endlessly. Finally I can eat, I am starving. He turned around, picked up chopsticks, and stirred the seafood in the pot, suddenly losing his appetite. Black Bear gave him a glance, then calmly picked seaweed to eat. Without comparison there is no harm. Tran Shi Hai sighed, their soup bland while the others enjoyed fragrant grilled oysters. That aroma almost made him bite his tongue, all pain came from comparison. Grumble grumble. His stomach growled again, though bland, he still had to eat to survive. Tran Shi Hai picked an oyster, chewed twice, and almost spat it out. Without any seasoning it was harder to swallow than raw. It was fine in the day, why does it taste awful at night? He looked at Black Bear. It is psychological. Black Bear replied, still eating with a blank face. Blockhead. Tran Shi Hai suddenly felt weary, forcing himself to swallow. I am full. No Tin Noyet put down her chopsticks and wiped her mouth. Van Han leaned over to look at the pot and whispered, there is one bowl of seaweed soup left, who wants it? Forget it, you eat it. Lu Waimong also put down her chopsticks, her stomach already full. No one wants? Van Han looked around, everyone shook their heads, then she looked at So Fong. You drink it. So Fong said warmly. Okay, no waste. Van Han muttered, filled her bowl, and happily drank. Is it enough? Should we grill more salted meat? Lam Lo asked with concern. Mm. Van Han shook her head, swallowed quickly, and said, no need, I am full. Really? So Fong raised his brow. Yes, really. Van Han nodded firmly. Good. So Fong chuckled softly and leaned back to rest. I will keep watch. So Fong nodded. Better we take turns, with many people now, each one keeps watch for 1 hour, by dawn it is just right. Lu Wai Thursday suggested. Yes, each one loses just 1 hour of sleep, the effect is small. Nan Tan Nok said crisply. Then it is settled. Lu Wai Mong clapped her hand. Sisters, tonight we must be vigilant, those 2 men are not good, be careful. Lu Wai Mong pouted. Then what kind is good? No Tin Noi yet teased. Without hesitation, Lu Wai Mong said, of course someone like So Fong. Oh, So Fong is the good one. Lam Lo laughed. Cough, ignore that detail. Lu Wai Mong coughed and said seriously, anyway, caution is best, keep the bow and the hatchet nearby. Okay, I hear you. Lam Lo nodded. Caution is right. So Fong agreed. I just hope they do not bother us, otherwise I will teach them a lesson. Lu Wai Mong waved her fist. Can you even beat them? Lu Wai Thursday gave her sister a look. Lu Wai Mong said confidently. That poker face I cannot beat, but that skinny bamboo stick I can. Poker face? No Tin Noyet smirked, was that Black Bear? Then the bamboo stick must be Tran Shi Hai. That dark-skinned man who barely talks. Lu Wai Mong glanced at the two. He is Black Bear, the skinny bamboo is Tran Shi Hai, they are partners. No Tin Noyet whispered, they became skinny only after coming to the island. Of course, you think everyone eats fish and meat daily like us? No Tin Noyet sighed. Lu Wai Mong said solemnly, that Tran Shi Hai, I think I can beat him. And if you cannot? Lu Wai Thursday asked casually. Lu Wai Mong calmly replied, then let So Fong handle it. Chapter 996, 59 Days. Lu Wai Mong yawned, tonight there was no entertainment, after all she was influenced by others. Tai Vaidan quietly looked at Tran Shi Hai and Hak Hung, because of their presence tonight's training was cancelled. You are the green grass of spring, the flying bird of autumn. No Tin Noyet softly hummed, slowly correcting the flaws, planning that once back in the city she would go straight to the recording studio. How does it feel? She asked So Fong. Very pleasant, could be the main track of a new album. Lam Lo whispered. No album, writing one song already drains me, making an album means too many songs. No Tin Noyet shook her head. Do not worry, I will connect you with some musicians, then you will see. Lam Lo said softly. Fine, that is acceptable. No Tin Noyet sighed, but muttered, still needs time to master. Lam Lo scolded, you are good at everything, except too lazy. I am not lazy, I work hard. She raised the lyrics in her hand, in less than half a month I wrote one song. Lam Lo laughed, look at others, they can compose in a few days, that is normal. If you love performing so much, why not join the art world? NK Books, Lam Lo teased. Forget it, that world is too deep, not for me. She shook her head, I just want to sing a little, be like an observer. If not survival for 365 days, then it will be survival for 188 days or 266 days. No Tin Noyet said innocently. Enough, I want to sleep. She stretched, it is my turn to watch the night, let me handle it. All right. Lam Lo agreed. I will sleep too. Nan Tan Nok yawned. Tonight the night watch was decided by age, from youngest to oldest, first was Nan Nu Nok, then the young girl, then Tan Nok and So Fong. Go sleep, later it is your turn. So Fong patted the girl's head. But I am not sleepy yet. Van Han said. Remember to wake me up. Lu Waimong dragged her sister to sleep. Finally only 3 remained, Nan Nu Nok, So Fong, and the young girl. Nan Nu Nok sat cross-legged, eyelids fighting, her head nodding as if about to sleep. So Fong gently patted her shoulder. Nu Nok, sleep, I will watch. Do not worry, I have energy, missing 1 hour is fine. His voice grew softer, like hypnosis, making her sleepier. Nu Nok, go to sleep. Van Han said, then supported her back to hiding. Crack crack. Firewood popped, sparks flew, the young girl returned and sat beside So Fong. He added wood, asked, still not tired? Still fine. Van Han smiled, leaning against him. Then sleep, do not resist. He spoke softly. Okay. She agreed, quietly enjoying the moment. Not willing to sleep inside the hideout. He smiled helplessly, letting her lie on his lap. Crack crack. He added more wood, the fire grew, he looked aside. Tran Chi Hai and Hak Han were asleep, though bothered by mosquitoes. He closed his eyes, accustomed to night watch, danger would wake him. Next morning before sunrise, the horizon glowed faintly, half an hour until dawn. Ah. He yawned, body clock waking him. He looked at the girl, still sleeping soundly, a little drool on his lap. Sleeping so deeply. He smiled, looking at the hideout, the others still asleep. Mark. He ordered mentally. The simulation screen appeared, a new month, showing day 1. New month, still 59 days until the contest ends. He murmured, then gently lifted the girl's head, replaced his lap with a sack. Ah. He stretched, walked to the shore, found seaweed washed up last night. Looking back, Tran Chi Hai and Hak Hung still slept. All right then. He smiled, collected all the seaweed, stored in a bamboo basket. He also found some shellfish, small crabs and blue crabs, enough for breakfast. Should I dive? He hesitated, then shook his head, waiting for the others to wake. Time passed, the sky brightened, sunlight touched the sand, the sun rose gently, not glaring. A new day begins. He turned to the hideout, Nan's sisters were awake, eyes clearing. Chapter 997, Child, Too Naive. I also dozed off. So Fong chuckled softly. So Fong, were you on watch last night? Nan Nu Nok wore only a jacket and short linen pants, convenient for entering the water. There was also Van Han. So Fong glanced at the young woman. Thank you for your effort. Nan Nu Nok hurriedly lowered her voice, a trace of embarrassment in her eyes. It is fine, I also caught a little sleep. So Fong waved his hand, then stretched under the rising sun and began warming up. Are you going into the sea? Nan Ta Nok asked in a small voice. Yes, I will go when all of you are awake. So Fong answered casually. Better not to go. Nan Nu Nok advised, feeling unsafe without diving gear. Rest assured, I have experience. So Fong smiled confidently. All right then, remember to be careful. The sisters exchanged glances and could only smile helplessly because his expression showed he would not take advice. Nan Nu Nok watched for a moment and then imitated So Fong's warm-up as morning practice. I will fetch fresh water. Nan Ta Nok picked up a metal pot and headed for the little stream, slowing when she passed Tran Chi Hai and Hak Hung, glanced around cautiously, then continued. Time passed and the sun rose, banishing the darkness. Good morning. Lu Waimong arrived and woke the others, for it is hard to sleep deeply on the shore at dawn. Good morning everyone. No Tin Noyet raised her arms, showing a slender waist and golden hair flowing down, giving off a lazy beauty. Was So Fong on watch again last night? Lu Wai Thursday asked. No. So Fong shook his head and said gently. I also dozed off. Everyone, get up. Van Han rubbed her eyes and sat up. I was on watch last night and accidentally fell asleep. Van Han admitted, a little embarrassed. I am going into the sea, do not wander around. So Feng instructed, then removed his clothes, wearing only shorts, grabbed a sack, and headed to the ocean. So Feng, Van Han called, helplessly urging. Be careful. Okay. So Feng waved without turning back. With a splash he dove into the sea and vanished, leaving the girls on the sand watching. Swimming so early? Tran Chi woke and looked puzzled. Probably not. Hak Hung said in a low voice. The shore had seaweed and shells washed up by the tide, easy to collect if one looked. Hak Hung silently followed, carrying the pot. Why is there no seaweed today? Tran Chi came to the beach and froze, seeing only small patches drifting. Did So Feng collect all these seaweeds? Lu Waimong asked in surprise. Probably. Van Han looked at the basket filled with seaweed and crabs. Books. Lu Waimong put her hands on her hips and said, Do you believe the seaweed crawled here by itself? Do you think I am stupid? Of course not. Tran Chi tried to maintain his composure. Who says it is not? Lu Waimong pouted and shook a large crab. That is improper. Since we live here together we should not be so ruthless. Tran Chi said in a cold voice. Lu Waimong looked at him as if he were a fool. I confirm you are an idiot. Hak Hung was at a loss. This was a competition about prize and territory. Fairness seemed a joke. I remember well. Lu Waimong snorted. If someone bleeds they will be removed from the island. I am not responsible, he is not So Feng. Her eyes shone with excitement. Tran Chi nearly choked. Perhaps your So Feng has drowned. He laughed coldly. Impossible, shut up. Van Han shook her head, worry in her eyes. I am serious, he dove for minutes and has not surfaced, he might be drowned. Tran Chi curled his lips, feeling suddenly better. Do not panic, it has been only a few minutes, there is no hurry. Lu Wai Thursday quickly comforted the girl. Shut your mouth. Lu Waimong grabbed a handful of sand, compacted it and threw it toward Tran Chi. Crazy. Tran Chi dodged and was secretly surprised. By her strength. Humph, say nonsense again and I will tear your mouth. Lu Waimong said angrily. You know nothing about So Feng, child, too naive. Shall we hit him? Nan Nu Nok asked while reaching for a shovel. Hit him, knock out his teeth. Lam Lo cried excitedly. Do not make trouble, it will affect the contest. No Tin Noyet warned in a low voice. Lam Lo pursed her lips. I know, I am just saying for fun. In the broadcast room the audience flooded the chat. Does Tran Chi want to die? Angry women are scary. He is truly naive, my So Feng would never drown. That is my So Feng, do not claim him, I even plan to bear his child. Shut up, stop barking online, meet in real life and see if I will stab you. Chapter 998, Squid. Egg Fright. No Tin Noyet pouted. Lu Waimong raised her small fist, pretending to be fierce. If anyone dares to say So Feng is not good, I will smash your dog head. Watch your dog head. Nan Nu Nok puffed angrily. You are the one. Tran Chi's voice grew weak. Splash. From afar the sea revealed a head, So Feng swept his long hair back, showing his clear forehead. I told you there is nothing wrong, no need to worry. Lu Waimong sighed. Van Han called anxiously, So Feng, are you all right? I am fine, what is it? So Feng frowned, asked deeply, did they bully you? Tran Chi's mouth twitched, bullying those tigresses? Not being countered was already good. No, rest assured. Van Han glared at Tran Chi, then asked, do you still want to dive? Yes. So Feng nodded, quietly looked at Tran Chi and Hak Hung, thinking No Tin Noyet could easily handle them. He dived back, moving like a fish under the sea. In the live room, viewers flooded bullets. Honestly, So Fong's diving is average. Give me a few 100 years, I could do it too. Your mother, happiness and peace, all wishes fulfilled. I had to swallow the curse back, almost lost control. Almost pulled my 40-meter broadsword. Do you feel disappointed? Lu Waimong glanced at Tran Shi Hai. Yes, very disappointed. Tran Shi Hai gritted, gentlemanly manners did not exist. He snorted coldly, turned and walked farther, here no food so he had to go. Hak Hung followed silently, he disliked dealing with women. First, he thought women were troublesome, second, he disliked hitting them, it was upbringing in male pride. Humph. The girls hummed together. Tran Shi Hai shivered, instinctively quickened his steps. Exactly the same as before, afraid. Lam Lo sighed. They have not left. Nan Tan Nok frowned. At the horizon Tran Shi Hai and Hak Hung stopped, picking something up. This place is so good, why would they leave? Lu Waimong pouted. Lam Lo counted fingers, this place is unsafe, if storm or tsunami comes, one wave sweeps all. No tsunami, right? Lu Waimong uncertain, when Noyet Island's geography could truly have tsunamis. Nothing is absolute, if volcano erupts or earthquake, tsunami comes in minutes. Lam Lo teased. Hearing you, tsunamis sound free. Lu Waimong's mouth twisted. Lam Lo laughed, they are free. Enough nonsense, help wash crabs and shells for breakfast. Lu Wai Thursday said softly. Yes. The girls answered, carrying bamboo baskets to the brook. Only Van Han and No Tin Noyet stayed on the beach. It is fine, rest assured. No Tin Noyet patted her shoulder. I will wait with you. She pulled Van Han to sit, gently said, men, even if boastful, still have measure. Yes. Van Han listened quietly. Splash. The sea revealed a head again, So Fong surfaced, then vanished once more. After half an hour, he dragged his tired body ashore. How is it, are you hurt? Van Han asked quickly. No, only tired, rest and it will be fine. So Fong smiled gently, showing white teeth. Then rest. Van Han was relieved. Yes, these things I leave to you. So Fong untied his sack, full of seafood. Yes. Van Han answered, curious, opened the rope. Ah! The girl screamed, nearly dropped the sack. What is it, what did you catch? The girls crowded. Nothing, it is fine. Van Han looked, books. Inside was a squid, as long as 3 or 4 hands, looked like a monster. Yes, an unexpected joy. So Fong smiled. Amazing, even squid caught. Nan Nu Not clapped, secretly swallowed saliva. Just luck. In fact, he released aura at the seabed, all fish turned belly up, he only had to pick them. There is lobster. Also eel, and several fish. The girls cried out. Too much to eat, keep some for lunch. Van Han's face flushed red. Behind the reef there is a water hole, we can store them. Nan Tan Nok said softly. Abalone and sea cucumber eat now, I fear they crawl away. Lu Waimong said innocently. Yes. Van Han nodded, picked them out. Got it. Lu Waimong replied, ran to find vines. Chapter 999, People as Their Names. So Fong, come and have breakfast. Van Han called in her clear voice. Coming. So Fong put down the wooden stick, it was a fishing rod he had been preparing, after changing clothes he was still busy. It looks so delicious. Lu Waimong swallowed her saliva, sitting in front of the iron pot filled with spicy seafood, 3 pots overflowing, with 2 ceramic jars on the side. What a rich breakfast! Nan Nu Nok's eyes sparkled, she could not look away. Eating like this once in a while is fine. Van Han smiled brightly. All right. Lam Lo was easily convinced, the bright red lobster was irresistible. Luai Thursday held her sister's hand and signaled, "So Fong, you eat first." "Okay." So Fong chuckled, putting a piece of seaweed into his mouth. Swish, swish, swish. The girl's chopsticks moved at once, all reaching for the squid. "This squid tastes so good, just like before." Lu Waimong narrowed her eyes, savoring the flavor. Spicy and refreshing. No Tin Noyet's long lashes trembled, she kept eating non-stop. "Cough, watch your words," Lam Lo reminded softly. "Poof." No Tin Noyet fell silent. "Does it taste good?" Van Han paused, drinking from a ceramic bowl. "Very good, the flavor is wonderful." So Fong praised without hesitation. "Yes, really delicious, not a trace of fishiness." Lu Waimong gave a thumbs up. "That's great." Van Han smiled with satisfaction. On the other side, Tran Chi Hai and Hak Hung, who had just picked seaweed, were stunned. "Are they eating lobsters?" Tran Chi Hai sniffed, catching the spicy smell. "Yes." Hak Hung nodded. "How could they have lobsters?" Tran Chi Hai was shocked. "No idea." Hak Hung pulled his lips. "They are eating seafood stew." Tran Chi Hai swallowed, the spicy scent made his mouth water. Hak Hung glanced at him, actually he wanted it too, but acted calm. "Edible," Hak Hung said in a low voice, but looking at their own seaweed in tiny shells, appetite was gone. "How can this compare?" Tran Chi Hai poked the seaweed, the broth was bland, taste was dull, instantly boring. "So spicy, I wish there was more broth." Lu Waimong gasped. "Give me a lobster leg," Lam Lo said innocently. "I also want to eat." Tran Chi Hai muttered. "This abalone is huge, one bite is impossible." Nantan Nok lifted her chopsticks, the small abalone was as big as half a fist, making others envious. "There's abalone too." Tran Chi Hai bit into a small shell, almost breaking his teeth. "First time eating spicy sea cucumber, not bad." No Tin Noyet commented. "Sea cucumber." Tran Chi Hai was stunned. "The sandfish is also cooked well, spicy but not fishy." Lu Wai Thursday praised. Tran Chi Hai did not want to talk anymore, even wanted to leave the beach. Half an hour passed. Pop. Lu Waimong licked the soup on her finger, then burped contentedly. "So full." No Tin Noyet threw the crab shell into the fire, her eyes full of joy. "It's fine." Lam Lo casually broke a twig to pick his teeth. "Has everyone eaten enough?" Van Han held the lobster tail, soup still on her face. "Yes, the rest is yours." So Fong fondly patted her head. "Still quite a lot left," Van Han said innocently. "All yours." Lu Waimong burped. "Yes, I'm full." Nantan Nok whispered. Tai Din pursed her lips, nodding, "I'm satisfied." "Good, then let's not waste it." Van Han smiled, peeling the lobster tail and eating quickly. "Eat slowly, no one is taking it, be careful not to choke." So Fong laughed. "Mm. Van Han puffed her cheeks, unable to speak. "All right." The girls responded, cleaning the ground of crab and shellfish remains. "Not going to find food?" Hak Hung frowned. "Wait, they seem to be fishing." Tran Chi Hai whispered, still watching, unclear what he planned. Hak Hung was silent, others lived so well yet he only spied, why? "Do they have hooks?" Tran Chi Hai muttered, hooks were rare, who would carry them? The distance of more than 10 meters was not far but not near, the hooks were too small to see. "By the way, do you know what an observer means?" Tran Chi Hai asked, recalling No Tin Noyet saying last night that the two stars were observers. "The name says it all, don't you get it?" Hak Hung replied coldly, what was in his head? "I don't understand." Tran Chi Hai pouted, embarrassed by Hak Hung's gaze. So what is it then? Tran Chi Hai frowned. It is just an observer. Hak Hung smirked. Fine,
NK
forget
books.
it. Tran Chi Hai turned away, feeling upset. Chapter 1000, Fishing at Sea. Yes, this water seems shallow, not suitable for fishing. Lu Yiming carried the rod with a relaxed face, making Sister Neil glance repeatedly. How could she be so outstanding? This rod is mine. Yun Han wiped her mouth and casually picked up the rod. Lin Luo was silent, thinking to herself, it seems I am really old. Are you stupid? You just said there are seals over there, and still want to fish? Lu Yishu glanced at her sister. Right, if by accident you hook a seal it will be trouble. Lu Yimong laughed. Suafeng thought, then suddenly said, let's go to the sea. What? To the sea? All the girls were stunned. Yes, to fish in the sea. Suafeng's smile grew brighter, he dropped the rod, took the woodcutting knife, and walked toward the sandy shore. Wait, how do we go to the sea? Do you plan to build a boat? Wu Tingyue shouted. Smart. Suafeng turned with a radiant smile, then rushed into the forest. Seems interesting. Lu Yiming dropped the rod and chased after him. I think he is crazy. Wu Tingyue muttered, to build a boat just for fishing, unbelievable. Maybe he is too bored. Yun Han covered her mouth and chuckled. And you still laugh, why not stop him? Wu Tingyue scolded. Why stop him? I even look forward to riding a boat. Yun Han laughed excitedly, her face full of anticipation. Really? Wu Tingyue smiled helplessly, she could only think Suafeng was too idle, having nothing to worry about. He sought fun. I also look forward to it. Nan Ruyu raised her hand, turning to help. Ruyu, you stay here, I will go. Nan Xingyu held her sister, as chopping wood was dangerous. Okay, be careful. Nan Ruyu pouted. Yes, I know. Nan Xingyu answered, chasing Lu Yiming's steps. Unexpectedly, not catching fish but building a boat. Lu Yishu smiled bitterly, today they could not return to the cabin. Anyway, it passes the time. Yun Han said gently. I will help too, Sister Wei Ting, please look after here. Lu Yishu nodded. What are they planning? Chen Jishi could not understand, hearing the call seemed like building a boat, really to go to the sea. Finally only a few girls remained on the shore, Ruyu, Wu Tingyue and Chi Whiting, the rest went to help Suafeng. What do we do now? Nan Ruyu looked at the clean pots, nothing left. We should weave ropes, to build a boat we need many ropes. Yun Han said simply. Use vines, I remember behind the shelter there are many, cut some to braid. Yun Han's voice was clear, vines braided into rope are strong. Okay. Nan Ruyu nodded, took the army knife and went with the girls. Chi Whiting also went without a word, Wu Tingyue sighed and joined. In the forest, Suafeng selected trees, choosing those straight and thick. Do we cut this one? Lu Yiming patted the trunk, holding the military shovel, ready to saw. Yes, this is the first one. Suafeng nodded, choosing a tree about 3 or 4 meters tall, one person could encircle its trunk. Fine, leave it to me, you go cut others. Lu Yimong waved. Are you sure? Suafeng asked. Of course, trust me. Lu Yimong nodded confidently. Suafeng looked at the shovel in her hand, mouth twitching, with a military shovel? Of course, else what? Lu Yimong asked back. All right, good luck. Suafeng laughed helplessly and went to another tree. Carrying a blade? Suafeng asked. Yes. Nan Xingyu raised her blade. Good, help strip bark, there are some hibiscus trees there. Suafeng pointed. All right. Nan Xingyu looked at the blade, suitable for peeling bark. She turned, muttering, if only we had an axe. Suafeng chose another tree, wielding the chopping knife, with his strength cutting was not hard. Within 10 minutes a tree fell, trimmed into a pole. Too hard. Lu Yimeng frowned, the shovel stuck, the trunk only scratched. I will help you. Lu Ishu came, taking the shovel. Give up, too hard, the shovel is not suitable, my hands are sore. Lu Yimeng sighed. No problem. Lu Yimeng pursed lips. Then slowly, cut what you can. Lu Ishu said softly. Lu. Yimeng took a breath, nodded, only this way. She rested, then together with her sister pulled the shovel. Elsewhere, Sua Feng had felled 2 trees, about half an hour. Sua Feng, what boat will you build? Lin Luo asked curiously. A raft, not a boat. Sua Feng spoke warmly, then chopped again. He wanted a raft, simple and useful, just bind the logs together. Of course, do you want to stay on the shore alone? Sua Feng smiled. No, I do not. Lin Luo quickly shook her head, being alone on the beach was boring. Sua Feng smiled, continued chopping.